Hello and welcome everyone that's watching. My name is David Stickle. I'm the club manager of Rhinebeck IXL, and I am here with Michael Gabryszewski, a trainer at Rhinebeck IXL. Say hi, Mike.
Hi.
Little delay there. How you doing, buddy?
Terrific. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. He usually doesn't. So we wanted to do like a little ZoomCast. That's what we're going to coin it as a ZoomCast. It's like a mock-up of a podcast where we're using Zoom because we don't have the technology for a podcast. So we're going to do a ZoomCast, and basically the goal of this is to just catch up with our staff and what they're doing, and what they're up to. Ask them some, light, positive questions. Hopefully they keep it positive. Mike's a pretty negative guy, if anybody knows him. Very negative guy. But yeah, so we're gonna just see how Mike's doing and other staff members, and we'll start off the questions here, Mikey. So tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Mike. I'm the guy at the gym who waves like this all the time, and I'm a trainer, and I'm from Statsburg.
Mike is always running. He's
That
never
too.
stopped. Yeah, I think it's a Statsburg thing because anytime I drive through Statsburg, I just see people jogging and cycling everywhere. That kind of makes sense. So Mike, snowball question here, light, softball question. Why do you work out? Why do you train?
Because I like to goof off outside all the time, so like hiking, swimming, soccer, cliff jumping, all that kind of stuff. You have to be decently strong and in shape for that, so you don't hurt yourself doing any of that. So that's the main reason I work out. Also to kind of counteract my body's natural tendency to want to be a runner, so I try to lift as heavy as possible and see how strong I can get.
All right, well, that doesn't seem to be working out for you. I think as a trainer, just being your manager as a trainer, it's interesting because typically you've got this young dude who's super positive all the time, but the bulk of your clients aren't what you'd expect. I mean, you have a lot of older clients. You do hit both genders pretty well. You think as a trainer, your philosophy wise is like you really project that onto people as far as like being able to hike and be active like that?
Yeah, just being like a lot of people are like, well, I'm 40, so I can't do X, Y, and Z anymore. Or I'm like, I have kids, so I can't do this anymore. It's like people are a lot more capable than they give themselves credit for. And that's one of the coolest parts about training is you kind of watch people realize like, oh, I can do lunges, I can do squats, I can do pull-ups, I can do push-ups. Like there's like a lot of things they didn't realize they were capable of, which like through training and weightlifting, it's like, oh, okay, so I'm over 60, but I can still deadlift 225 pounds, which like most people are like, there's no way that you can do that. But that's the coolest part about it, I think.
I know, Mike, you're like, you're 20 and you can't deadlift over 225 pounds. I'm kidding. He's very strong he doesn't look it, but he's very strong. He's a growing boy. So Mike, while we're on the subject, what's your favorite workout to do? And when you're working out, what are you jamming out to?
Okay, so my favorite workout is either definitely deadlift, at least when the gym was open and able to get to the heavier weights. Now I can only do it with lighter weights, not as much my favorite. So now I do a lot of Bulgarian split squats, which is like hell, but I kind of actually do enjoy those. And like favorite workout playlist is definitely like Disney music. So like I can go the distance from Hercules. Disney, please don't sue us. But yeah, that's pretty much what I jam out to. But with the at-home stuff, it's been kind of interesting. But I do miss nice heavy deadlifting, and honestly, some like nice cable rows.
I'm very familiar with Bulgarian cream filling, but I'm not sure exactly what a Bulgarian split squat is. For the viewers
Basically,
at home, Mike, do you want to explain it?
all right. So Bulgarian split squat, you're basically doing almost like a one-legged squat, except one foot is elevated up behind you on like a bench, or since I work out in my garage, a couple of tires on the ground. And so it's very similar to a one-legged squat or a lunge. And it's if you hold like a nice heavy weight, or even without a heavy weight, it can be quite a challenge.
Quite a challenge indeed. I'm trying to picture it, and my imagination is quite challenged. We'll have to put out a video or something soon with all of our media and marketing development that we are doing here now.
I'll take a video later.
Sweet, that sounds great, Mike. So the gym's not open right now. We're not, around each other, obviously. You're at home. I'm here inspecting the place. Yeah. Fun fact for the viewers at home: I actually do live here. I'm sitting I'm on my cot right now. But basically, Mike, what's now that we can't be here, what's a favorite gym memory that you have? If you want to reference one, and I'm praying that it's PG-13.
Well, since goofing off behind the front desk is like an everyday occurrence, and goofing off with clients is like an everyday occurrence, I'm gonna pick like one time. It's like the dumbbells for dinner is definitely like the first dumbbells for dinner was a pretty good one, because everybody was like really goofy during that. Had a couple people with like costumes and stuff on. It was just like a really good, big, fun event. And like outside of the gym, but with all the gym people, is definitely like the IXL like staff picnic kind of thing. It's always a fun time.
That's cool. So for anybody who doesn't know, the Dumbbells for Dinner event is something that the gym hosts every year in November. And the goal is for staff to bench press a weight for a pledged amount for repetition. So if you benched, 135 for 10 reps and somebody pledged $1 to you, that's $10 that goes to a local food pantry. And we've done that every year for the past 4 years, and we average about $3K as far as how much we raise. But Mike's referring to the first year, and that's when we had Rich Dalzell show up in the Rocky costume. Do you remember that?
Yep. With the little fake needle tied to his arm and everything.
Yeah, it was just fantastic. I think my favorite DFD was when we had Rita bench press 2 years ago.
Yes. Definitely.
It was an amazing feat of strength. So Mike, let's do I'm on the Rhinebeck Chamber board, and I think it's our responsibility to do a shout out to a local business. Is there a local business you want to do a shout out to? While we've got all these, I'm assuming tens of thousands of viewers. Is there a local business you want to
international borders? We're huge influences. Definitely Matchbox, I'd have to say. Some really good food over there. Good food, and the owner, Sam, is a gym member. So
yeah, Sam and Joanne are fantastic people. I believe Sam would also say they're fantastic, because he loves saying the word fantastic. But they've got some really great food. What do you like to eat there, buddy?
It was the first place I had a veggie burger, and I was kind of like a little on the fence about veggie burgers before then, and honestly, that might be my favorite thing from there.
Being a gym person, of course you would say a veggie burger, but
it actually tastes good.
Yeah, sure.
We all know I don't eat for health, but I do enjoy the veggie burger there.
Mike is the epitome of health and wellness. So, what would you say is like your silver lining for? I mean, the quarantine obviously sucks. My silver lining is that I've learned how to spell the word quarantine.
I haven't learned that yet, so you're ahead of me on that.
It's tough, but Google helps. I still use it, so I actually haven't learned how to spell it. But it does suck. It's some scary times initially, but I think as gym folk, we are typically pretty positive folk. So what would you? You're smiling because I'm saying folk so much.
Yeah.
We're in the Hobbit now, and I think of folks when we're doing that. I don't think it's the word they use, but actually I wrote it down on my notes here too. So what's a positive thing that you're pulling from this? We're forced to stay at home. We're forced to be closed. You can't see your clients physically, but what are you doing? What are you seeing that's like a positive thing that you can pull from this?
Honestly, right now people are probably working out, or at least my clients, so I can't speak for everyone, but more consistently now than they were beforehand, because it kind of eliminates some barriers. I think some people are starting to get bored and they kind of really start to miss the gym, but people are like working out at home and getting their kids like involved in the working out, because like if your kid's like sitting watching TV and then you start doing burpees in the living room, they're kind of going to try to one up you or do some handstands and all that. So seeing some of those videos come in is kind of cool. It's also nice to have like a little bit of free time. to be honest. Like, my Jeep works again. For anyone that does know or has ever trained with me or ever heard me talk, I have a Jeep, and then it's been broken for the past year, and I finally fixed it up and then can drive that around now. So things are coming back to life a little bit. And I've been able to get some hiking in, which is kind of nice. Again, another free time issue, but like lots of like little local places I didn't really know existed before. But you're kind of like, well, the big places are like Poets Walk and stuff like that is either like way too popular, so too crowded, you can't really go there. So you kind of start to find the off the beaten path places, which are kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. I'm also a Jeep person. I'm very happy that Mike has his Jeep fixed. Because we don't have to drive him around anymore. Thinking it's So it's the only reason why we're having this interview is just to put it on record that I'm tired of being the only So do you have a message for the folks at home before we wrap this up?
Definitely use this time as like a positive thing, because you got like free time, and everyone's number one excuse for not working out beforehand was, well, I don't have time for it. So now you got the time for it. Use your time for that. Get some extra relaxation time in. Spend like time with your family, your kids, like your roommates, people that like, well, it's like, well, I've lived with them all the time, so I don't really need to spend time with them. Now they're right there. Hang out with them before life goes back to like its normal, hectic, crazy, never have time for anything. And clean your house too. I mean, it's there. My mom's like really happy that my kitchen is clean. There's not grease everywhere, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, it's that's a different topic for a different kind of experiment. Yeah, your kitchen. So I think my message out to everybody would be, it's important to try and stay healthy during these unhealthy times. There's a lot we can't control as far as when we can open and all that kind of stuff, but like you can control your what you eat each day and all that kind of stuff, and how much activity you have in a day. As Mike was just saying, there's a almost no excuse anymore. You don't even have to drive to the gym at this point. You could just go jog around your house or something.
Who Carol Baskin is? It means you have time to work out.
Yeah, if you've seen that documentary, you could have spent that doing crunches. That's exactly right. So Mike, before we close up, what are you most excited for when we reopen? Like, what's the when quarantine has been lifted, New York State is ready to go, and we're all coming back to the gym. What are you most excited for?
To see all the people at the gym again. All the members, all the clients, all the staff, everybody.
I'm sure they feel the same way about you, but I wouldn't bet on it. People are probably, they're just getting a break from you. You're too positive.
Been playing around with like a lot of other words to use besides terrific, but I think I'm just going to go right back to using terrific once the gym reopens.
Exactly, and maybe we'll find this time to learn how to spell it so we can put it on a T-shirt. Just because we're certified people and we've passed some tests doesn't mean we're the smartest folk. We got into this business because we like to help people, not because we want to teach them how to spell stuff.
Exactly.
But Mike, I appreciate you taking the time during your what I'm assuming is a very busy schedule. You're so busy these days. But thank you for coming on the Zoom meeting, and I hope people see this, and it's like a positive thing for some people. It makes their day a little bit better,
Hopefully.
because you're such a positive dude, and your message for training as far as just being more able to do your daily activities is something that people should really view training as, if not just to be the strongest you've ever been, but also be the most capable of getting in and out of your car that you've ever been. Yeah, it's super important. So Mike, it's good to see you. I hope we can maybe watch some Netflix or something at some point, like at the same time. We'll just call each other and we'll chat about it.
We can do some social distant off-roading with the Jeeps.
Yes, yeah, the Jeeps, if we're driving behind each other in our Jeeps, people will, we can't touch. We physically can't touch. And Jeeps are big vehicles. They're like at least 6
So even
feet.
if the Jeeps
So,
are touching, we're still good.
exactly. I just can't touch that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that to my Jeep because, I actually care about mine. But, yeah, so, yeah, thanks for coming on, buddy. And,
problem.
we'll see you when we open. The camera's going to stay stuck on me. They can't see you waving. So you got to say goodbye when you wave.
Oh, goodbye, everybody. Bye, David.
Bye, Mikey.
I have to wave.